Hi, so I'm going to really quickly just go over a past SRM problem. This one was from SRM 822. This is on Topcoder. This problem is make it divisible. It's the division level 2, problem 1, so it's the 250.1. This problem, or this challenge actually was 2 challenges ago, so we just recently had one. I think it was the other day, but yeah, so this problem is called make it divisible, and if we go into the arena, this is the problem statement. It says you are given a non-negative n. This is an integer, so we want an integer that is divisible by 7. If n is already divisible by 7, you are happy and you don't need to change it. If n isn't divisible by 7, you want to change it to a multiple of 7 by changing as few digits of n as possible. Make those changes and return the new number. Any valid solution will be accepted. So these are some examples. So the first thing we really want to do is just copy the method signature in the class. So we're going to want to make a class. I'm doing this in Java, by the way. So public class, make it divisible. And then we're going to want to copy the method signature exactly. If we don't do that exactly, then we're going to get it wrong. So public int change int n. So this problem is asking us to return a integer n based on this integer n parameter. So we want to return an integer that's divisible by 7. So it's saying, like, if I have a number like this, for example, it's wanting us to change the least amount of digits. So, like, for example, it will say maybe change this one to 3, and for some reason that might be divisible by 7 now. And if it was, we would return that number. So to just start off by thinking about this, like, mathematically speaking, you just want to notice that to make this number n divisible by 7 by changing the least amount of digits, you would want to only need to really change one digit. If this integer n was greater than 7, or actually greater than 10 for that matter, then that would not be the truth. But it's 7, which is less than 10, meaning you would only need to change one digit because, for example, if I had this number, each 7th number is divisible by 7, and each grouping of 10 has one of those 7 numbers in there. So we would only ever need to change the last digit. So we know for a fact because of that either this, etc. is divisible by 7. So to implement that into code, first we want to make a case where if n is divisible by 7 already, you're happy, you don't need to change that. So we can make a case there. So if n modulo 7 equals 0, which is just saying if the remainder when you're dividing n by 7 is 0, which is the same as saying if it's divisible by 0. So if that's true, then we're going to want to return n. So if that's not true, we can make like a remainder. So what we're trying to essentially do is, it doesn't really matter how long this computation takes as long as it's in the constraint, but we're trying to find a solution that takes the least amount of time to think of and implement. So one way to do that would be by dividing each number n and trying to find its respective, like, 0. So if I have this number, I want to get it to here, so we can loop through all of these numbers to get to, like, the next 10th digit. So we can do that by doing int remainder equals n modulo 10. So that's saying if I have a number like this remainder will be 8. And then so if I do int 0 equals n minus remainder, that would be giving us some number with starting with 0. So if I had this number as my n, my remainder would be this 3, and then 0 would be this. So the next step would be to do the loop. So we can do for int I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, and then if 0 modulo 7 equals 0, which is saying if it's divisible by 7, we want to return 0, and if it's not, we just want to increment 0. So if I try to submit this right now, or if I try to compile this right now, it's going to say give me a return error, because it doesn't have a return like Java, the compiler is saying that this return might not be reached, but mathematically speaking, we know it will. So we just want to go down here. You can really put anything there because that code will never be reached. So if we compile it now, it's giving us another error. It says error semicolon expected on return n, and that's here. I accidentally put a colon, so return n. And then if I compile it now, it should work. And then if I go to the test panel and I run these tests, and they all pass, and I can submit it. And it will say resubmission will result in a 10% plus time factor. That's just because I've already submitted it. And I got 75 points because I've been on this tab for a while. But if you do that fast, you'll get a lot of points. And that's what your goal is to do here. So, and that's about it. All right. Thank you.